Haven't talked about Velma in a while because there's nothing to say about the show. It's still getting reviewed, though. This is from February 22nd. Review: Velma deserves its bad reviews. In fact, there's been quite a few reviews for this show that have come out since I stopped talking about it. Look at the Rotten Tomatoes for it. It's down to 40%. Wasn't it a little bit higher than that? If people keep reviewing it, you might see that drop into the 30s. The audience score, which was locked at 8% for the longest time, is now down to 7%. It seems now that people have forgotten about the show, they're letting the score change again. 7, I feel, is still a little bit too high for this show, considering it's one of the biggest piles of garbage I think that's ever been created. Like most of Mindy's work, most of it is pure trash. You still get that season 2 coming. Why is Velma getting a season 2? Apparently, it's because the show, they ordered a number of hours of content and they only got half of it, so they're going to go ahead and animate it anyway. I don't know. It seems like a huge mistake to push forward with this show. But there's something that I didn't know that I found out just today. Apparently, a lot of Mindy Kaling's writers that she's trained have been poached by Marvel. You ever wonder why Marvel's turned to shit? I think I might have the answer for you. So, Mindy won an award recently. I don't know why. Not sure why. Her content that she makes is not funny, and she literally gets failed upward material. She gets a show that or a movie that fails. She gets to move on to another project, like most of the people in Hollywood. But she made a joke during her acceptance speech, and a lot of people are roasting her for that too, by the way. But if this is true, if a lot of her writers that she's trained were taken by Marvel, it kind of explains why so much of Marvel's recent content has been dog shit. I mean, I think it's pretty undeniable that Phase 4 and now Phase 5 have been really bad. And if this is true, this explains a lot. So here's what happened. She accepted an award for the Producers Guild of America. Never heard of it, but she got an award for it because apparently she is at the top of her game. In the recent Producers Guild of America Awards, Mindy Kaling was awarded the PGA Norman Lear Achievement Award, and she had many things to say on stage after receiving her award. Firstly, she thanked her parents for all their hard work, her production company, and many others. Mindy continued to express her gratitude towards producer and screenwriter Norman Lear, who's paved the way for today's generation. But her next statement, directed towards Kevin Feige's Marvel Studios, was the one that shook up all the Marvel fans and enraged them, she said. It's so exciting to find and train these new voices and then watch them get poached by Marvel. And, of course, naturally, you can see the response that she got. There's a lot of people talking about it. Say, we don't want a Velma repeat. I don't either. Here's another one. I don't know why she's speaking. She wrote Velma. Better than having her talent wasted with Velma. Now, if we've learned from her, no wonder. If they've learned from her, no wonder Marvel sucks now. Mindy, you just wrote Velma. You don't get to speak. Zip it. Although Mindy Kaling made this in a joking manner, the MCU fans will not have any disrespect directed towards the franchise and immediately took to social media to troll her because of her bold statement about poaching writers. People have already attacked her for her failure with Velma and pointed out the fact that she used Velma's ethnicity as a point for the show's failure. That's true, she did. What I would like to know are, who are these writers that she trained? And is that true? Did a lot of the people she trained wind up at Marvel? I can't tell you for sure, but she's looked at as a top talent person now. And there are a lot of workshops that these people go to and then they work for people. I wouldn't put it past Marvel to take her staff and proteges thinking that they're getting some kind of top talent, if you can call anybody in Hollywood a top talent anymore. But it would make a lot of sense. I mean, Phase 4, we can't say too much about Phase 5 yet, but Phase 4 Marvel was shit. Or Phase 4 Marvel was shit. And knowing now that some of the people that she trained are writing Marvel projects says a lot. I mean, doesn't that make sense? Now you kind of know why a lot of it was dog shit. That a lot of that has to do with the fact that Mindy Kaling trained a lot of them. And now you kind of know why Marvel sucks. By the way, I hope you liked Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, because the guy who's writing that movie, or wrote that movie, guess what he's writing? Kang Dynasty. Boy, oh boy, I'm sure that'll be a movie to watch. Marvel is done, man. So that's it for that story. I got another one. Mark Wahlberg's in trouble as well. There was another award ceremony, not the one I just mentioned. This is something else. It's SAG. I don't know what SAG is. Another award show that nobody gives a shit about. Oh, the Screen Actors Guild Awards. Okay. So one movie cleaned up Everything and Everywhere All at Once, which is actually a pretty okay movie. I didn't hate it. They won a lot of awards. One of the awards was presented by Mark Wahlberg. And because of that, he's being canceled. Why? Well, I guess he got in trouble where he beat up an Asian guy back in the day. And he got charged for it. This was also when he was like 20-something years old. He's now a lot older, and he's expressed his sorrow for that several times, but it doesn't matter. He's canceled now. A lot of people on social media, as you can see, they've captured some of the tweets shitting on him and going after him. Mark Wahlberg, in parentheses, known racist. Okay. What are you talking about? Mark Wahlberg, from what I hear, is like a nice dude. But, doesn't matter. You're never allowed to escape your past in the woke world because it always comes after you, even if you've changed. Shit can be from 10, 15, 20 years ago. Doesn't matter. If you cross them, they want you dead. And that's just a fact. So everyone's up in arms about Mark Wahlberg right now, which is a shame. He's a nice guy, big Christian now, and of course that doesn't help him. They don't like Christians at all. So anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you in the comments. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.